Welcome to the Carr Brothers with Jeff, Jack, and Jody Carr. They talk about current events, politics, community, and business. Take it away, boys.
Hi there. Welcome to the Carr Brothers Show. It's episode 170. I'm Jack.
And I'm Jeff. And unfortunately, Jody does send his regrets. He has previous commitments this week. But our third guest, and maybe we could adopt him as one of the Carr Brothers. We'll see. The jury will be out on that.
Yeah.
Is Bobby Betts. Bobby's a longtime Frederictonian from the Doaktown area, hails from Doaktown, and has a variety of backgrounds in politics, writes a Substack, and does a lot of other things. And it's just great to have you here, Bob.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. And Jeff tricked me into coming here. He told me there was a pie eating contest, and I don't see any pies. So I guess we'll just have to have a chat and a few laughs, maybe. And
depends on how many bloopers we have.
If I'm involved, there will be a few.
No.
Well, that just means we'll have to meet again, maybe at Porter's Diner or a Big Stop or somewhere and have pie. So.
Yep.
Pie. Yeah. Yep. So, Bob, your latest venture, I mean, we'll get into the political side of things and history of politics. So, of course, your family involvement in politics. But on Facebook, we've noticed a Substack that you write. Yep. And you write it about local personalities. And I wouldn't call us celebrities, but just kind of digging into what makes these people tick. So tell us about how that came about.
I mean, I've been very fortunate to meet a bunch of colorful characters. I mean, mainly through my father, but along the way, and always engaged. And I mean, when you're watching the news and you see the politician or celebrity or whoever it is, you wonder, what are they really like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when the cameras are off and they're home, what are they doing? Mm-hmm. And what motivates them? And I just always wanted to know. And one day this idea hit me. I mean, I always wrote, even for forever. Like, I have notebooks and stuff on my computer.
One of your pastimes.
One of my pastimes. I'd get up on Saturday mornings and head to the basement and just enjoy the peace and work away on the keyboard. And I like to say, if something happened to me and someone opened up my laptop, they'd find something that might be on the New York Times bestsellers list. And other stuff, it might be more suitable for Penthouse Forum. Just a little things. And one of the things there's three things that got me to the place where I started to share them. The first one was I read Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights. And it really, I've read a lot of books in my life, and that one hit home for me. I mean, he talked about his life and whatever and his beliefs, but he said he always carries a notepad with him. And whenever something comes to him, he wrote it down. Doesn't matter. It could be 2 or 3 words, could be a big, long soliloquy. So I started doing that. The second, my daughter, she started kindergarten in COVID.
Oh.
And so she, for the first 3 or 4 years of school life, she didn't know what normal was. And she was having some problems, and we took her to get some help. And as we were sitting in the doctor's office one day, and the doctor was going over the checklist and said, I'd say, yeah, I can relate to that. I was just like that as a kid. And then I had kind of an aha moment, and I went, well, wait. Maybe in order to help her, I got to fix me. So I did, and I'd say it took a while, but it just unlocked something up here that gave me the confidence to start sharing. And the third thing was my wife, and I did share some of the things I wrote with her, and she's always told me, "You have a talent. You should share it." And I didn't believe in myself enough.
Right.
And finally she said, like, you have to share it. So I did. And I just thought this was an outlet. It's more of an outlet for me than anything to get to talk, to meet people. I mean, by nature, I'm
social.
Well, no. Traditionally pretty introverted.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I grew up in a house full of big personalities. I mean, you know, my father, and my brothers and sisters are no exception. And I was kind of the guy sitting in the corner listening. And my grandmother used to say, Bobby doesn't talk much, but he listens.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and that's what led to this.
Okay. So it's called the Intro Edit,
Yes.
and people can find it on Facebook.
I share it on Facebook.
Share
I
it on
publish
Facebook.
it to Substack.
Right.
Yep.
And what is Substack? For people that
Substack's
don't
just
know.
it's a media platform,
Oh, okay.
and for people to share. I mean, Terry Sagan has a Substack, and a lot of local authors do.
Mm-hmm.
It's mine. I leave mine free so people can read them, but it can be subscription based.
I see.
A lot of the newspaper or journalists use it to promote their work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And how long have you been doing it?
About a year.
Okay.
About a year, and I mean, it's not just stories about people. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I had a very fortunate upbringing, and a lot of the experiences for a guy from Doaktown that a lot of my friends growing up with never got. I mean, one of the big ones was when we were 10 years old. Dad went to Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, and we moved to Kingston for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I went from a classroom full of people that looked like me to look like I was sitting at the United Nations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first time I'd ever seen or interacted with someone who was Muslim or Asian or Greek or Italian. I mean, it was a real,
Wow.
I mean, for me at the time, it was really intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
But it opened my eyes up to the world outside Doaktown, that there was a world outside of Doaktown.
Mm-hmm.
And so I say share some of those stories and just, it's a way for me to kind of get out of the real world and look back and remember.
Yeah. And express
And
yourself.
Express
and then-
myself, yeah.
Oh, that's really good. And then who are some of the people that you featured so far?
I've featured a few of the people who have run for city council in Fredericton. The mayor-elect, Steve Hicks,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife, who also
She's
won a
also
council
elected.
seat.
Yeah.
Danielle Lane. I have a few more in the hopper, a bit more personal. I mean, I've interviewed my wife.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one on her. I interviewed my daughter. Those ones are going to take a little bit longer, and she has final edit on it.
Right.
Of
course.
And I don't know if he knew it at the time, but I just recently spent a week in Panama with my father, just me and him.
Wow.
So you can imagine what that was like.
Yeah. A lot of note taking.
But I don't know if he knew I was interviewing him for the whole week.
Well,
That's pretty cool, though.
it is. So, I mean, I'm not sure if one didn't know, they wouldn't realize it. Because, I mean, full disclosure, Bobby and I sat down on Monday, had coffee at the landing, and he was jotting notes down. And as a former politician, I'm always a little guarded on what I'm saying, wherever. But we just had a chit chat.
That's all it is. And that's what it boils down to. It's sitting here having a chat like we're doing. I mean, I'll ask a few questions. My signature question, and it's amazing how accurate it is. What's your favorite ice cream? And then I Google or AI, whatever. What does this type of ice cream say about your personality?
Okay.
So far, it's been bang on every time.
Really? Okay.
And I mean, obviously, I like ice cream, and you guys might know a flavor that I haven't tried yet.
Right.
I mean,
It might be possible.
it might
There's
be
one
possible.
out there you haven't tried.
It might be.
Maple walnut, that's my go-to. Or anything with chocolate and strawberries in it. But anyhow, so it was a great chat,
Interesting.
and it was a good chance for Bobby and I to catch up anyhow, to talk
Yep.
about municipal politics, what it was like with his dad as a cabinet minister in the Bernard Lord government and things. So we covered a lot of different conversations yesterday, and that's basically how you kind of dig into somebody's background without digging in too deep.
Yeah. I mean,
Just kind of light-hearted.
it's an
discussion.
opportunity for the other person to share their vulnerabilities, right? Too, not just how great they are and pump themselves up, but to show where they got to work,
Yeah.
what they have to work on. I mean, it's no offense, guys, but
Yeah.
the business you guys were in, you get a bit of an ego. Everybody patting you on the back, telling you how great a job you do, and then you got somebody giving you a kick every once in a while too.
Yeah.
I mean,
few times. It happens.
But, I mean, it's an outlet to show people what you're really like away from the boardroom, away from the cameras, away from the political meetings, right? Where you don't have to put your guard up.
Beyond type of thing.
Yeah.
It's more intimate, I guess, if you want to call it that.
More
right?
intimate, yeah. Like Dave Morrell used to call it. Well, his name of his book is "Flip the Switch."
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was how we lived every day of our life, and sometimes still do. You have to flip the switch and I guess put on your professional face sometimes. And and this kind of has a little background check on it, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So what's so far? What's one of your favorite edits? I guess I'll call it an edit or your Substack on a particular person, or would you rather not choose one?
They all became very personal for me because I got to have the conversation and see what they were really like.
Yeah.
I mean, some people I'd met before but didn't really know. Some people I met for the first time and like they're going to be friends forever. I mean, I look at I will say, and no offense to anybody who I've written one for, my favorite one was a guy named Jared Hill.
I've heard the name.
He ran for city council in Ward 4. He's a plumber. He's a good old boy. He's not shy to share his opinions, and he'll tell you. But it was he talked about his mental health problems.
Okay.
And he's very open about it. He said, and I asked him, I said, how do you cope? Like, what do you do? He said, I turn to the Bible. And we were sitting in Mama's pub. We were each having a beer.
Yeah. And
I said, really? And he said, I turn to the Bible whenever I get knotted up.
Yeah.
And it surprised me. I didn't expect that. And he's very open about his faith. He said, I'm not preachy. I'm not trying to tell you have to believe in that. This is my mechanism for helping me deal with the issues I'm having. So if I had to pick one favorite, that one would be it.
Wow. Yeah, that's neat. And then he did run, and I think it was he ran against Jocelyn Pike.
Jocelyn Pike, yeah.
You know, well-known and incumbent and you know, popular. And
he gave it the college try, and I admire anybody who puts their name on a ballot. Like, it's not...
Good on him.
It's not easy,
no,
especially in today's day and age.
Especially if you're trying to work at the same time. Like, obviously, as a plumber, he's got work to do on the side to pay the bills and to campaign while you're working.
Yeah.
It's not easy, especially when you're up in, Jocelyn. I mean, she's well known. You got to work hard.
She works her ward hard. I mean, you give her credit where credit's due. I mean, but yeah.
So you enjoyed that one. That was good.
It really, that one made me feel good. It made me feel really good.
That's excellent. So, like you said, the interviewee gets something out of it, I guess, because you know, they feel validated. They get a chance to share their story, some of their experiences, and then you get something out of it by almost as much, if not more.
Exactly, absolutely.
You know, by hearing about it and the experience.
I mean, it's been a very rewarding thing for me. Personally.
So Steve Hicks is another one of your interviewees or your stories you told. What was he like to sit down and talk to?
Steve Hicks is just a good dude.
Yeah.
He's just a good dude. He's doing it for the right reasons. I've been around this political game for a while, and I've never met anybody more prepared for the task at hand than him.
Wow.
I mean, he was a city councilor for 18 years, so he knows how the city works and how the staff works and everything works. But he is ready to hopefully hit the ground running on day one when he gets sworn in next week. He's just a salt of the earth person, good old Marysville boy. Loves Marysville so much he has it tattooed on his arm.
No kidding.
And I mean, just in it for the right reason. Him and his wife both. I mean, they don't need these jobs or titles. They just care about their community and genuinely care, and more than anybody I've come across.
Wow.
And that'll be we've got couple other segments after this segment, but that'll be good. We'll delve into when we talk more about politics and elections and your experience at the federal, provincial, and municipal. We'll talk about your involvement in his campaign.
Yep.
Throughout the show too. So we'll keep it sort of on the Substack right now, but
Yep.
it's going to be good, interesting to hear about that because you were quite involved in Steve Hicks' campaign. So we'll talk about that here in the next few minutes. So
So I notice you have some of our competition that on your Substack. You've got a few of our competitors on
I
there.
do. I do.
So is there an attraction, or are gravitate towards realtors, or are
Well,
we just
I mean,
interesting people?
I don't know what I have here yet, but it might be something someday, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are in the sales business and like to promote yourself
True.
and show people.
yeah,
I mean, promote yourselves.
I mean, they're interesting realtors. I've read a couple of them. They're interesting people. Most realtors are interesting people to start with. But Van Ords have been around for quite a long time, and a couple of the other ones you've done, they've been around the business for a long time. So it's interesting. It's an interesting.
Listen,
track.
the Van Ord one was really interesting. I mean, a farmer, son of a farmer from Acquack, married a girl from Newton, Iowa.
yeah,
And went to university in Sioux Center. And I mean, Richard's family has roots in the Netherlands. They own one of the largest dredging companies in the world. They built the Palm Islands in Dubai. They built the airport, the island the airport sits on in Hong Kong. And he could have went to the Netherlands and worked for them, but he chose to come back to New Brunswick because it was home. Worked on the dairy farm. That worked out how it did. They had to sell their cattle and sell their quota.
Yep.
And they needed something else to do, and they get into real estate, and they're really successful. Him and his wife, Pam Doak and Rochelle Plumstead. I mean, Pam's been around forever. Rochelle's been around for a long time too. The way their story started out could have went either way.
yeah.
It's how they decided to
respond
take
to it.
to respond to
Yes.
it,
Right.
and they openly admit what they went through, and it's amazing. I didn't expect that. When I'm sitting down with Pam. I mean, I've seen her big billboard on Union Street forever.
You see people see the success. They don't see the
See what it took to get
there.
And what she's been through, and I mean, most harm anyone does that happens to people, they do it to themselves, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and they started out not on running with a few bad wolves, and they overcame it. And I mean, they're both really successful. And I'm happy they let me tell their story because they needed to be told.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. And I guess the theme of all of your stories, and I haven't read any of them. I'm going to have to do that though, and other people can too. And it's you can search your name on Facebook.
Yep.
And also, if you're familiar with Substack, people can go on there and just search the intro edit.
Yes, I also have an intro edit Facebook page.
An intro edit Facebook. Okay, cool.
Yep.
But the theme of the whole thing is everyone's got a story.
Everyone has a story.
Right? And everyone has a purpose, and their story is no worse or less than anyone else's story, no better or worse.
No.
They just have their story like a fingerprint.
Like, I mean, you guys are, the Carr brothers, right?
Yeah.
But each one of you has your own story.
Right.
Yeah, we do.
Right? As much as intertwined as you guys are, your brothers.
Yeah.
You've all had different experience. I mean, Jeff worked in the construction industry and drove dump truck.
Yeah.
You were in radio.
Yeah.
Jody was politics from
McDonald's before that.
There you go. I mean, there's stories there everywhere.
Yeah. Let's take a little break here now for a few minutes, and then we'll be right back in just a couple minutes.
Hi there. Welcome back to the Carr Brothers Show, episode 170. I'm Jack.
And I'm Jeff. And as I said earlier,
Yeah.
Brother Jody has previous commitments this week, so he cannot attend. Hopefully we have him back next week. It is a busy time. Spring season running into June is a busy time for his office and other lawyers' offices with estate sales and real estate and things like that. So commitments are commitments. And
Yes.
sometimes you can't have the fun like we have all the time without getting into a little bit of trouble. That's
right.
Have clients. You
Yep.
have to attend to them. So, episode 170. Quick shout out, though, to CHCO, who does broadcast this on Thursday evenings for us. Pat and Flo, great assistants down there with technical and whatnot, and help us with editing. So we want to give a shout out to them. Don't want to miss those guys. They help us out every week.
Yes, I do. We couldn't
Make sure that we
couldn't
couldn't do it without
No.
them, could we? And of course Tyler as well, our sound guy here in the studio, filling in for Terry for the summer, and we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
Well, still on audition. So it's great. Today we have Bobby with us, Bobby Betts, and we spent the first segment talking about Bobby's Substack and how he converses with people and his history with the writing and his passion for writing and whatnot. And little known fact, well, anybody that knows us would know that Bobby is, I guess, in the background, mostly a political activist or volunteer, organizer. How do you want
I call it a hobby.
A hobby. You want that's how
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby. Yeah, not an activism, but
No.
But so tell us, you grew up in a political family. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did. I mean, if we're gonna,
How far back do we want to go?
oh, well, when my father was sworn in as Minister of Finance, he was in the Department of Finance boardroom, and he was looking at the pictures of the wall of all
the previous
all the previous ministers, and I can't remember, it was my great grandfather or great grandfather. He was kind of a mystery to the family. Nobody knew what it was, and so we got looking at the pictures. There he was. He was a minister. He was a Liberal Minister of Finance way back in early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So for anybody that doesn't know, Norm Betts, who was a cabinet minister in Bernard Lord's government in the early 2000s, is Bobby's dad.
Yep.
So that's how you have a rich history of politics.
Well, so I mean, but before Dad, there was my grandfather, and he was a big Diefenbaker guy.
Okay.
And till his dying breath, anytime someone mentioned Dalton Camp's name, it was said, and a slew of curse words came out.
Right.
He never ever forgave Dalton Camp. And he was president of the local riding association during the Hatfield years in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
My first memory of anything election related was at the Mulrooney campaign in '84. I was only 6 years old at the time. But it wasn't until 1987 when Morris Green, who was a teacher of mine at my school, my favorite teacher, he was the Liberal MLA, and he was seeking re-election. And if you recall, 1987 wasn't a great year for New Brunswick Tories. Mm-hmm. But my mother made me wear a Kevin Price PC button to school every day.
So he was the candidate of record.
He was the candidate in 1987 against Morris Green.
President, wasn't he?
Yes,
there? And
he
they
was.
had to put somebody on the
So,
ballot.
I mean, that was my first, I guess.
She made you wear it.
She made us wear it. I mean, I got a sister and 3 sisters and a brother, and we all had to wear it to school, where Morris Green's wife was also a teacher. His kids went to the school. So, anyways,
And he was your favorite teacher?
and he was
One of them, yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Likeable.
I didn't have him till years later when he got out of politics.
Right.
And I still, every time I see him, I light up a little bit because just talking to him is a treat.
Yeah.
And then my grandmother and grandfather became disillusioned with the Tory party. So I guess you probably know what they did.
Mm-hmm.
They became involved in the Core party. Mm-hmm. My grandfather, I still have it. It's in my basement, locked up under a key.
And that's when
the
Morris,
Core hat.
That's when Morris would have lost.
Morris did not
95.
offer in 91.
Oh, he didn't.
And I just want to say, I just read that Brent Taylor, who won the election in 91, just passed away.
Oh.
And so condolences to his family. I just read that before I came out here.
Okay.
So 91, they were on the Core train.
Mm-hmm.
And my father never really was. He was always loyal. And in 1995, he sought the nomination in what was then Southwest Miramichi and lost. So then his next obvious move to further his political career would be to run for the leadership of the party. Mm-hmm. And which we did. And looking back on that campaign, it wasn't the campaign. It was for the first month. It was just me and him on the road, and he was going out and meeting the people, doing the introduction. So
This was in like around 98,
This was
97, 98,
97.
right? For the PC
and then
party.
the whole family came along. My grandparents, my mother, my brothers and sisters, and it was summer vacation. But we were just going around, and we got to see. I've been to places in this province that some people have never heard of. There's no place I haven't been. I mean, just the experience of that was
Invaluable.
something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandfather and I, he had the truck and trailer all decorated and deckled up, and my grandfather, we were the setup crew. Me and him, we drove in with the truck and trailer and set up, and then the entourage came in after. I mean, it was fun. He didn't win.
Oh, it is what it is.
I mean, things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
He got elected in 1999 in the Lord Sweep and was Minister of Finance, and he got bored of that after 2 years and wanted something different, and was Minister of Business for Brunswick. And then, I mean, Camille Theriault said it best: the people have spoken, and the people are never wrong. He didn't get reelected, and I like to say he was okay with that, but I mean, it is, like I said, it's an ego game.
Yeah.
But he got over it pretty quick, and there's life after politics. And right now he's retired from UMB. He still sits on a few boards. He has his canoe shop in Doaktown, Miramichi Canoes. Little plug there for you.
Yeah.
But I think
there.
he has a new title that he just got in the last year that I think is his most proud. He became, and it's a title he didn't need, but he became president of the Doaktown Legion.
Okay.
And him and his team are breathing some new life into the place and trying some new things there. And I think at all the titles he's had, I think that might be his favorite.
That's cool.
It is cool.
That is neat. That's cool.
It's just being with the people.
Well, and they need it. Legions
They
need
do.
it.
And I didn't know it until the Remembrance Day ceremony last year, and someone got up and spoke. When he was in cabinet, there was debate about giving the YMCA tax. They don't have to pay property taxes
For recreation.
And Dad said, "Hold her. If the YMCA does not have to pay property taxes, Legion should not have to do property taxes." And he said, Bernard Lord looked at him and said, "You're exactly right." Out of all the things, he's balanced budgets, did this and that. I think that's his proudest accomplishment.
Yeah, that is a good one and worthwhile for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You
is.
know, of all the, like you said, the policy changes and things like that in a political career, but giving the Legion a fair distribution of the property taxes. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it made his 4 years and losing an election worth it for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's hard riding to hold over there in those days.
Yeah.
You know, at the time. I mean, look at your teacher. Could have maybe stuck with it, although the cores were on the rise, but Frank McKenna kept most of his caucus together for that time. Lost a few when the cores came in, of course, but was really strategic in getting that split vote again in '95 to keep his majority going.
Yep.
Kept us split on the BC side, obviously, but
Well, to be fair, the Tory party had to figure itself out first, too, right?
Yeah.
Comes in cycles, doesn't it?
It comes in cycles.
Yeah. So that's interesting. That's an interesting background, family history, and that's just a small snippet of it. I mean, you probably have lots of stories to tell about different things, different places you went with your dad when he was in cabinet, coming into Fredericton for the swearing-ins and all that stuff. It's pretty exciting.
It was. I mean, the swearing-in ceremony was on the lawn of the legislature. It was a beautiful June day.
That's right.
I remember
And I mean, that's your dad up there taking the oath right after the premier, right? I mean, it was a pretty big deal. I mean, I can still picture my grandfather sitting there with tears running down his cheeks, just pride everywhere.
So you never did put your name on a ballot, but actively involved with lots of campaigns since then, and still actively involved with them at all levels. Federally, you helped Andrea Johnson out for both campaigns.
I came in
the
late
second one.
in the first one. The second one, I was way more involved. Yep.
Close campaigns too, like really close.
Yeah. And like I said, I was telling you guys before, working on a municipal campaign after working on one where you're affiliated with a party was so refreshing, because there's no party affiliation. There's no things like you didn't have to worry or depend on what the leader was going to say or what a candidate in another riding was going to do. Or we had one singular goal, and that was to knock on doors and get elected. And how our messaging was, we determined that we didn't have to worry about anything else. And it's just, I mean, it was really tough especially the second campaign. We had some people in Ottawa in the war room who thought they knew the riding a little better than we did.
Yep.
And wanted to put out an attack ad, and we told them no. And then they said, if you don't do it, you'll lose by 100 votes. Or if you do it, you'll win by 100 votes. And I said, if we do it, we'll lose by 100 votes. And we lost by 100 votes.
Yeah. Because
it showed up they put it out without us even knowing. And it doesn't
really work here.
That kind of politics does not work here.
No.
I mean, I always thought each campaign should have like regional managers that actually speak to the issues of the readings, because what we need in Atlantic Canada is nothing compared to Alberta or BC or Ontario, right?
So keeping on that federal political scene, how hard is it? I mean, you've been around a long time, and we've had these discussions before, maybe not so much on the air, but with other political hobbyists, I guess, like ourselves. But actually, we did touch on it with Terry Seguin a little bit a couple weeks ago, and we talked about how hard it is for a Conservative Party to get elected because there's so many factions of the party across the country, and you've actually touched on it because you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. What kind of recipe does the Conservatives need?
I mean, that's a tough one, because I mean, the traditional progressive Conservatives like you guys and me grew up in, they're kind of, I mean, the Liberals have gone so far left, and a wing of the Tory party has gone so far right, and in the middle you have the traditional Liberals like we grew up knowing, and the traditional Tories that we grew up knowing. And it's just it's hard to find a home, because I mean, I agree with a little bit of everything, right? I mean, if I had to define myself, I'm more of a libertarian than anything. I mean, I look at my pay stub every 2 weeks, and then I'll tell my wife, this is how much taxes I pay. This is why I can't have nice things. And I mean, I just want to be able to keep more. I don't need subsidies. I don't need a handout. Just let me keep more of my money. And that's all. It's social issues. I'm a big believer. You do you. Let me do me. I don't have to believe everything you believe in. You don't have to believe everything I believe in. And that's, I mean, in social media, with the social media aspect of public life now, I mean, that's where it goes to hell in a handbasket, right? I mean, we've seen it on the municipal campaign. Some of the attacks on Jenica Atwin were, I mean, just downright wrong. I mean, but we felt it too. I mean, we had one person comment that compared Steve Hicks' wife to a serial killer because she wanted to run for public office. We had, I mean, it went both ways. I mean, Jenica had a bigger national profile. So yeah, I mean, and we stayed away from it. Social media to us was get our messaging out there and then just leave it and let it go. Don't respond. It was a form of advertising. Yeah. Right. Get our messaging out there and
stay out of the mud. Stay out of the mud, and you won't get dirty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I seen a meme today. Don't get in a fight with a pig because you'll both get dirty, and the pig loves it. Right?
That's true. That's true. Yes, it is. It is. So, municipal politics. You helped out on Steve Hicks's team, and I read a little bit of a blurb somewhere. Either it was on Facebook, and we'll get into it further in the next segment. But how did you guys cross paths?
Me and my daughter. I went downtown one summer night and seen what I seen downtown. I seen a guy arguing with a lamppost and seen drug paraphernalia everywhere, and it was dead. It was dead downtown on a Friday or Saturday night. And I came home and I was mad. And I said I'd heard he was running for mayor, and I sent him a message, not thinking that he would reply, and he did instantly. He said, "Let's meet for a beer," and that's how it started.
Wow.
I'd come home in a fit of rage, because sometimes that's how I like to do things, and I had no intentions of taking on being as big a part of it as I was, but it was one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Very fulfilling.
Yeah.
Very fulfilling. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we come back for our last segment with Bobby Betts, Substack writer, passionate, hobbyist with his passion with writing. We call our election involvement now a hobby, which is fine. There is a thrill to it. If anybody isn't involved, they'll never know. There is a thrill to being involved with politics. If it's a positive campaign, then it's fun. Yep. We're going to get into a little bit more in-depth discussion on that right after these messages.
Well, hello there. Welcome to the Carr Brothers Show. It's episode 170. I'm Jack.
And I'm Jeff. And as I said in the previous two segments, Jode can't be with us this week. But we do have an excellent person to stand in, a guest, take Jody's place. Big shoes to fill, but none other than Bobby Betts from Doaktown area, now lives in Fredericton. Likes to play with politics as a hobby, and passion is writing, and lots of other things. Like, we could probably go on for hours and hours, talk about being at the market, helping Roy at the market, and different things like that. But Jack, we've had a pretty good discussion with Bobby so far, talking about his Substack and his intro edit, and people can find on Facebook or Substack, and what else do we want to talk about?
Well, we were having a great little discussion there on your enjoyment of working on Steve Hicks' campaign, who ran, longtime councillor here in the city of Fredericton, ran for mayor and ended up winning. He'll be getting sworn in here shortly, the next few days, I imagine. Yeah. And but you said how much you enjoyed it.
Yes.
And then you also said one of the reasons really is a break from like official party politics. I mean, you always get some of that in the municipal level, but that was a bit of a break for you. But what else was so fulfilling of that campaign? It
was just, he had a team of volunteers that had never really been involved before.
Wow. Yeah.
And they just believed in him, and they came and they did what they said they were going to do, and you didn't have to double back and push or whatever. They showed up.
Wow.
The whole team showed up.
So it was like a movement, so to speak, because it's hard to get volunteers nowadays on political campaigns. And so with Steve's, like you said, they were engaged, involved, and wanted to come.
I mean, and it was people that had never been engaged politically ever before, and they believed in him, and they believed in the cause, and we went to work. I mean, I knocked on a few thousand, but the campaign knocked on over 9,000 doors, and we had a very positive reaction, and very few bad interactions. I mean, it was just, and especially, I mean, for me, what really affected me was the last day. My daughter's 12 years old, and she's starting to ask questions, and she's starting to question answers. So I was like, "Come with me. We're going to knock on doors." I gave her the clipboard, you know how you track your voters, and I knocked on the doors and did the sales pitch and left the door knocking literature, and she came along with me and tracked the data. She was part of the campaign, so she's got to. I mean, we went to Steve's
investment now.
I mean, but I wanted to see her to see what I was doing, what it took.
Yeah.
And we went to Steve's house. A few of us gathered to watch the results on election night, and she was there, and we hooped and hollered when the results come in, and she was excited. But it was when we had our victory party at Rustico downtown, and we all walked in and seeing the emotion in her. I mean, it made everything. It made the last 8 months I worked on that campaign worth it, because she's seen. And she got CBC captured her for the story with a big smile on her face in the picture. I mean, that was to me. I don't need anything out of working on the campaign. That was enough for me.
The
Yeah,
next
that's
generation is hooked.
Yeah,
The next
I
generation
mean,
is hooked. Because that's what it takes, a movement.
It does. I mean,
When you have hot button issues, then people will come. They will come. They'll get behind you. Like 99 when Jody and Norm ran.
yeah.
There was people coming out of the woodworks. In 2010, when you re-offered,
Yeah.
people will come and they'll help and they get excited about helping,
Yeah.
and it makes that much more positive. But then to see the younger ones see that
Yeah.
in the fruits of their labor, they get hooked. They really do,
Yeah,
and
but-
it's good. It's a good thing.
I mean, my grandparents, I mean, they lived in Doaktown, and I spent a lot of time there. And when the Salmon Museum built the aquarium, they had the official opening, so all the dignitaries came in. And I was there that weekend. So, I mean, the walk was, it's a minute walk from their house to the Salmon Museum. So I had to go with them. And I mean, what kind of 8-year-old wants to be at something like this, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, up on the stage was Frank McKenna and Morris Green and Flora McDonald, who was a Mulrooney cabinet minister. I can say she gave me a kiss right on the cheek, and I was so I've been blessed by Conservative Party royalty. And I mean, those events have affected, especially at a young age, and it makes you want to stay engaged. And I mean, there's been elections in the last 30 years where I had no part of. It just didn't interest me. I was at a different place in my life and had no desire. I mean, it takes a special person to motivate that you can get behind. I mean, I worked from day one. I was there with Jake Stewart, and he's one of my best friends. And I'd never seen anybody work harder at the doors.
Oh, I know.
And I never seen anybody walk into a room and people turn their heads. I don't know whether it was, oh, Jake's here, or oh no, Jake's here. but it was, he just
Kept it
captivated,
interesting.
and
He's not boring.
He could hold the people,
Attention.
the room in the palm of
Their
his hands.
attention. Yeah, he's a natural.
Yeah, he was a natural and just worked hard. And I mean, give a lot of credit. I'm going to give him his due. I mean, it flipped a few times with Dad and Brent Taylor, that riding, but it's traditionally a Liberal riding.
Yeah.
But I give it. I mean, he made the path for Mike Dawson and Kevin Russell a whole lot easier. Jake did. I mean, you got to give the devil his due. He built a template for how to win that riding, and they followed it to a T, and they were successful because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Mike or Kevin. They worked hard too.
Oh yeah.
But the template was made.
Yep. Well, Jack and I both sat in caucus with Jake at different times, and there's no question he has a voice for the region. That's for certain, and he knows the region very well. He knows the streams and the back roads and where the farmers are and the loggers, and he just integrates into it.
And he knows the issues inside and out. He does his research before he raises an issue. He knows it.
Yep.
Yep.
And you can't stump him up on policy, on ideas, on strategies, that sort of stuff. He does his research.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
And a lot of it is listening to the people.
It is.
Getting out and listening to the people. And then,
he was a fierce advocate for the people that voted for him. I mean, that was always first, and the way it should be.
Yeah.
That was always his first priority.
So now you mentioned, back earlier when we were involved with politics, it was just automatic. You would, work on the campaign teams, and like for us, whether it was my brother or not, I would be working on the other campaign team. Now, as I'm older, I'm selective as well. Like, selective of if I'm going to get involved, selective of who I'm going to support. And that hit home to me with you that it's it's selective. It's first off, do you believe in the candidate?
Yep.
Do you believe in the cause? Because you know what it takes. You know what you're committing to as well.
That's the thing.
And that's why it was great to hear how involved you are with Steve.
Yeah.
Hicks's
Well,
campaign.
the biggest key when you say you know what you're committing to, you know what you're committing to.
Yeah.
Like when you get on a campaign team, there's no halfway in. Like if you have a title or a job description on a campaign team as a volunteer, you got to give it your all to make sure your end of the bargain holds up to fit in the place. So
I mean,
that's part of it too, I think, because we know what it takes when you get in on a team But when the fire gets in your belly and the passion like you had with Steve, you want to put the hours in. You want to put the time in. You want to see the results.
Yeah, I mean, and it's some time away from the family too. I mean, maybe my wife liked it a little bit, got me out of the house a bit, but it was, I mean, I've asked my wife to come to political events with me. No. She came to 2 with me, and they're both Steve Hicks. I mean, she grew up with Steve. She knew him her whole life.
That helps.
But I mean, she believed in him too to come, and she was very proud of the campaign, and I think of the way of me getting Cameron involved in it a little bit to make her see what Dad's out there doing. I mean, Cameron probably like too. She's 12 years old. I'm not. She's at the age where she really doesn't. I'm not that cool of a dad anymore. So she's blazing her own trail, and I got my hands full. But I'm just happy she was willing to come out and be part of it too.
Yeah. See some of the things that you do that a lot of people don't experience as well. So at that young age, at 12, you certainly benefited from your political involvement at a young age, and there is benefits from it. There's a lot of benefits and a lot to learn and meet people and experiences.
Listen, there's an old adage that there's no friends in politics, and that is 100% false. Some of my best friends, I mean, we talk politics, but people I've met over the years, 99% of the time, it's a group chat that is just pure foolishness, right? I mean, just the boys being the boys, and just people. I mean, Andrea Johnson and her partner Roy Wiggins. I would walk through the valley, the shadow of death for those 2 people, and they would do the same for me.
Right.
And I mean, they're just good people.
Yep.
I mean, you can debate them, and everybody has different experience with different people, and some people might not like them. Whatever.
Good fun.
This is my experience.
Yeah.
Right. So
I think too, you learned at an early age, as we did, and not everybody learns this, but when you get involved with the political organization or grassroots level volunteering on a campaign, don't expect that you're going to get something out of it other than the satisfaction of helping your candidate win.
That's right.
Some people get involved and they're into it because they need a contract, or their buddies need a job, or their family member this, that, or the other thing, or they need 1 point for their driver's license or whatever it was back in the day. Don't get involved expecting any of those lavish things. You get involved because you want to advocate and help that candidate win, or the party win, or the team win, or whatever. And I think, and you and I talked about this, like we do. And you just said it earlier. Like I don't ask for anything. There's nothing in it for me.
No.
And if more people get into it for that reason, then the majority probably do.
Yeah.
But there are some that don't get into it for that reason, and they never come back.
Yeah.
Well, what's the fun? Why'd you waste your month or 60 days or 90 days helping out if you're just in it for one reason? So to teach Cameron that piece, and it's for the fun, it's for the camaraderie, it's for meeting new friends. Yep. That's the key. So that's very important.
I mean, it is. I hate, one of the things I hate the most when I hear people say this, I hate it. That's the way it always been, and you can't change it. Why not? That's my answer. Why not? I mean, I watched the council meeting the other night, and they were all giving their goodbye speeches, and Councillor LeBlanc said, they told me when I was elected that Sunday transit in Fredericton could not happen in my term. Guess what? We have Sunday transit.
Right.
I'm sure when Jody and you guys started the inclusion journey, I mean, people told you can't do that. Yeah, but look where it's at now.
Yeah.
I mean, does it still need some work? Sure.
Yeah.
Do some things work great and some things not so great? Sure. But it's a process.
Yeah.
And it's always changing, and don't look at me and say that's the way it's always been done, because there's other ways.
Yep. Well, when I ran in 2006, I ran there, and it was Gagetown area, Gemseg, Cambridge Narrows moved in with Minto and Chip, and we lost pretty bad there in 2003 because of the hospital closure. So I was told then, well, it's gonna uphill battle. I don't know if you're gonna win. And well, I came within 200 votes. I lost. Eugene McGinley was popular in Chipman. Then when I ran in 2008 in the by-election, I had a lot of people that said, "What are you doing? You're not going to win this. It's up against a new government. It's going to be tough." Like, yeah, I don't know. You're going to blow 2 losses in a row, and then your third one that might be tougher.
Yep.
But that I got to thank those people because that helped motivate me.
Yeah.
And and I drove her and ended up winning, but. But when people say, "Oh, you can't do it," I mean, for a lot of people, they're doing that person a favor because that just kicks you right in the butt.
It's how you take it and how you use it as motivation, right?
Like you said, yeah.
It's the country boy stubbornness in us, I guess, right?
So what do you have on the horizon? You have this Substack and politics. We've talked primarily about those 2 things. And what are some of your goals in those 2 areas?
I have a few things. I don't like to keep my eggs. I kind of like my dad. I mean, my whole family's like that. We like to mix it up a little bit. I sit on the board of the Sam Museum in Doaktown.
Okay.
Something that's very close and personal to me. We're doing some good things there. I do some woodworking. It's one of my, when the world gets crazy, I just go to my shop and put my earbuds in and drill holes and make stuff and cut and try. I still have all my fingers.
Yeah.
And I write. I mean, I'm writing. The story I'm working on right now is about my experience in Panama.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And
we didn't get to touch on that at all, hardly.
But this was a real eye opener for me.
Tell us a little bit about this eye opener we talked about yesterday.
Well, Dad joked around Christmas. Said, "I'm going to Panama. You should come with me." And the joke was on him, and I bought a ticket. So it was just me and him. A week with just me and my dad. We needed it. And we stayed in a little town outside Panama City, about 4 hours south. And it was just an eye-opener of how complicated we make things here in this country. Like, I'm a proud Canadian. But how complicated and over-regulated we are. I said, driving into the little town of Los Tablos is a 4-hour drive from Panama City. Billboards all over the place, works of art. No, like all the companies were responsible, and
they're all advertisements.
All advertisements for beer and food and restaurants, and I mean, Panama is a developing country. And the second day there, I had a really surreal moment. We went and toured the Panama Canal, and as we were getting there, a ship, biggest ship I ever seen in my life, was going through the final lock, and it had 5,000 cars on it.
Wow.
And I kind of looked, and I don't know if he was thinking the same thing, but he could have been. I looked at my dad and I said, "We're standing here at like one of the economic engines of the world." 2 guys from Doaktown. Like, who'd have thought it?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great experience, but just all the food was so fresh, and it was farm to table or sea to table. We ate a lot of fish and seafood. And Panama grows enough rice, chicken, pork, and beef to feed their people. And that's what they do first. And it was good. There was no steroids or whatever they put in, no preservatives. It was just fresh. And
wow.
And people were just happy. And people, I mean, I think we live in a free market. I mean, if someone needs a job down there or needs a few bucks, they go pick some mangoes and set outside of the road, and there's no one telling them they can't do it, right? I mean, just it was an eye opener, and the people were happy, and they were happy, and they were glad we were there, and they were generous with their time.
Well, it looks like we got about a minute left. So, Bobby, we're joined with Bobby Betts from Fredericton, Doaktown, and Bob has his own Substack called The Intro Edit, and you can find that on Facebook. And a long political history, and we've had a great chat. So what would you like to end on? What parting words would you like to say to people?
Nothing, just keep telling your story, boys. I mean, that's what do you guys do here? Mm-hmm. I mean, next time, if there is a next time, and I like blueberry pie.
That's good to know.
But anyways, no, I really appreciate you coming out or let me come out and talk to you guys. It was good.
You.
And what message would you give too? We only got 30 seconds or so, but a message you'd give, because you were a writer your whole life, and your wife kept encouraging. Now in the last year, you've done it more and presented it more in the public.
Yep.
What message, not only just for writers, but anyone that's been thinking about doing something and just putting it off, what would you tell them?
Just do it.
Yeah.
And don't put all your eggs in one basket. Look at everything, right?
Well, that's a great message to end it on there, Bobby. Bobby Betts. Ladies and gentlemen, and Jeff, I guess we should say good night. And it's been a great show here on episode 170. Thanks very much for tuning into the Carr Brothers Show on CHCO TV, on our YouTube channel, and on your favorite podcaster. Have a good night.